Hello to the air. I know there's nobody here right now. I, at the last minute, decided to do a live stream reading here on some things that I haven't been doing on Wednesday nights, because Wednesday nights, I want that to be more for us. We can talk about how we deal with the world, but I really wanted to do some focused, targeted readings. And I haven't grabbed the Russian Roma in a long time. And what better deck to read on a certain Russian? I also have carrot cards here. I can't remember who was saying they missed the carrot cards, but the carrot cards are here. Might have been Marcy. And then I've got deck of character here as well. Let's see. I'm just going to roll along. I find that doing readings like this just works better live, even if nobody's here watching while it's live. I just really like doing these in real time, particularly since, you know, if the cards decide to really blow my mind, then it's caught. So I have my crystals sitting there. Let me do a little bit of a smoke cleanse. So I hope that I get some people joining me, but like I said, it was last minute. I think I put it up to 10 minutes before I was planning to go on. So I have washed my hands, but I haven't done any other prep here. And the prep I need to do right away is take off my socks. Take off my socks and my slippers. Okay, I hope that the drumming isn't too loud. Hold on. I'm going to take it down just a little bit. And I will take down my... Okay. Okay. So, let's get our deck out. Hello, hello. Hello, dear Russian Roma. Let's give you a refresher bath to cleanse away any unwanted energies. So when I'm doing a smoke cleanse, I'm not like resetting the deck. It's not a factory reset. What I'm doing is cleansing away anything that it might have picked up while it was resting, that's just extraneous, you know, that is not, that it doesn't need. It's like, you know, when we ground and we drain off the things that we don't need. That's what this is. And then I've got the salt water here. Okay. And just to re-enliven the elements in the deck. And then guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you for being here. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael and invite you to come and use this tool to my purposes. Now I'm going to get myself centered here. Oh, hi, who's here? Hello, if you're here, say hi. I'm talking to myself mostly. But let's clear the deck. All right, so it's going to take 10 shuffles through face up to clear the deck. I like to blow on it while I'm doing that. So while I'm doing that, check in and say hi. Whoops. This is not a deck where we pick out jumpers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, I'm just going to ground myself real quick. And I'm going to ask the universe through my guides and guardians to please give me access to the information that I seek and I claim this access on behalf of everyone in this world that Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine has affected. We are all feeling the consequences of this, most especially the Ukrainians and the young Russian soldiers who had no idea what they were doing or where they were going. So, hello, Radha. Welcome, dear. Is the sound good? I hope everyone can hear me all right. I do have my microphone unmuted, don't I? Yes, thank you. All right. Just check in and tell me if you can't hear me or if the drums are too loud. Thank you. So I claim access to this information through the suffering of the Ukrainians, which has spread out in ripples to the entire planet. But most especially, I claim it on behalf of the Ukrainian people, whose grievance is righteous. So I ask, please, access to know about Vladimir Putin. With this deck, I'm going to ask about Vladimir Putin himself personally. Please tell me about his health. Please tell me about his mindset, his plans, his experience, what he is hoping to achieve, how he's feeling right now. I'm seeing that very last card coming into high focus. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and shuffle with that question in mind. And I thank you for this access and these clear answers now. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome. All right. Here we go. And if you have not seen this deck used before, it's 25 cards that all get laid out in a 5x5 grid. I don't have room on my desktop for all of it, so I'll be moving things. Yes, I am praying for Jake, praying as well for your ancestral homeland. Thank you, Radha. Thanks for that. Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to take these one line at a time, and I got to shove everything out of the way to make room for them. In fact, I'm going to take myself out of the picture so we have more room. All right. So if you've not seen this deck before, these 25 cards have 4 half images on them, and we, sorry, need to rearrange some more. We line them up in 5 rows of 5 until they make a picture. And I like to say what the images are. It helps me not miss things. Birds, ring, anchor, scythe, sun, dog, child, road. Cat, heart, rooster, lilies, dagger, stars, book, road, and then bridge, forest, crayfish, horseshoe. No matches there. Since there aren't, no, I can't do that yet. I was going to say since there aren't matches, I'm going to put it on top, but we can match this way as well. Okay, fire, money, bear, mice. Whoops. Bread, dagger, horse, lady. Rooster, there's our first one. Okay, and we will read the images as they come up since we're going to have to make some move before we're done. Okay. So this is facing this way. It's the period of influence here is immediate. It is a symbol for news that wakes you. And it says a cheerful pastime will force you to forget grief. Whoa. Okay, wait, I'm bringing myself back in here. Okay, that's wacky. Position 3, a lively activity or cheerful pastime will force you to forget grief. I know what this is telling me. Some grief, sorrow, or misfortune has affected your life. It may be a death, the absence of a loved one, children moving away, or such. You are powerless to change these natural rites of passage. However, you need not dwell on the grief. Pleasant activity will help you get over the grief. You can go to the movies, talk to friends, have a party, go camping, play bridge, exercise, invade Ukraine, or do anything else that makes you happy. By doing activities that you like, you will ease the sorrow that you cannot change. So, the sorrow that he cannot change. This is saying right off the bat that he is operating from an emotional basis, that this invasion of Ukraine has been, the impetus for it is some lack of control, some grief that he cannot change, whether this is health issues. And people that watch Putin have said that he's looking very puffy-faced, so he might be on steroids. Is he in chronic pain? Something like this. So, forget it being, a lively pastime and an enjoyable thing. This is just saying that he has been motivated to this out of a psychological state that is very emotionally based, or based in a grief that he can't deal with, a lack of control. Okay, so Jake, this is not Lenormand. This is Russian, a Russian G word deck. I don't use the G word, as you can see. I have changed the G word on this set to Roma, because we don't use racial slurs, so we try not to. When we're educated, we do better. And it reads very differently from Lenormand. You don't have images that affect other images. What you have is images in different positions. It's a very, very interesting deck. So again, this is telling me that he is feeling a lack of control, some grief that he can't deal with, and it's caused him to lash out in this way. Okay, we have Clover. I think that's Castle, Handshake, Birds. No match there. Mountains, Bouquet, Letter, Money. Nothing there. So we can get away with 3 rows. Since these are done, I'm going to move these up. And interesting that the rooster, or the cock, is the first thing that came out, the cockerel, because that's how I kind of see him. He's got that, that strut, and he thinks he's Mega Man. Okay, we have ring, stork, apple, house, and here we have stork. So stork, handshake, lilies. No, lilies were in the top row. Dog, okay. Stork upside down. So Stork in Lenormand talks about a beginning, a change, things that are changing. This is Heron in this deck. The period of influence is middle, so it's not, an immediate thing. That first one was immediate. So we can see that there's something, the period of influence. So that also tells me he's acting in an immediate knee-jerk kind of way, although he's been planning this for a while, but that there was something that finally kind of pushed him over the edge. Symbol for new beginnings and change, so same thing here. But this is upside down. Oh, no. It says, an addition to the family. Now, here's where, when you read this deck on an individual basis, it is like verbatim accurate. When we are asking like this and looking at a different context, things really do open up to interpretation. So, in addition to the family, if a young couple gets this picture, it signifies a pregnancy or arrival of a newborn baby. However, the picture also comes up for people who are past childbearing years, or those not interested in having children. For those people, the picture indicates someone will be joining their household. This could be a child coming back, a relative, a friend. It doesn't mean this person will be staying with you forever, only that he or she will stay with you until your person's needs are fulfilled. Until you or the person's needs are fulfilled. Is this them occupying Ukraine? For example, a child is coming home for the summer and you will rent out your spare bedroom. In either case, your family will expand. Okay, so if I look at this in a really broad way, oh, I know what this is about. So if you read drowning himself in vodka, I don't know. I mean, he seems like a very controlled guy. But, I do not doubt that he drinks a lot of vodka. Okay, so if you look at, there was an article in Politico. I think I may have, no, I don't think I did. I thought I might have linked it in last week's live. If I didn't, maybe I'll link it in this week's. But it talks about, it's an interview with Fiona Hill, who is a Russian expert and a Putin watcher. And she actually had dinner with the man, a state dinner that he was throwing, an event he was throwing. She sat next to him at dinner. He did not eat or drink anything. That's how paranoid he is, and rightfully so, you know. Is it really paranoia when everybody really is out to get you? But she was saying, she was asked by the interviewer, what is his end game? What does he really want? Does he just want to, you know, annex Ukraine? Does he just want the, you know, what's he trying to do? What's the farther down the road end game? And she said, no, they're using the word imperium. He wants to see the return of the Russian Empire. Now, the question was, is he trying to bring back the USSR? And she said, no, he's trying to bring back the Russian Empire, which covered way more territory than the USSR did. So he's going after imperialism. You know, go for the gold, Vlad. What the fuck? So this is saying, you know, trying to bring somebody new into the household. He really does see himself as Daddy Vladdy, you know, and I'm going to be the father of Russia again and bring all these countries back into the fold. I mean, it's twisted and it seems a little far-fetched, but it seems even more far-fetched to think that there's a baby, you know, that he's having a baby soon. Okay. Pig, letter, anchor, fish. No fish, all right. Mountain is over there, scythe. Trees, snake. Not a lot of matches. Horse, mice, wood, and ship. Sometimes not a lot of matches can bring really clear answers. And we have owl, scales, heart, fox. Cavalier, cat, castle, moon, ship, bouquet, bridge, knot. I think that's the first time knot has come up, isn't it? Angel, sun, apple, horseshoe, forest, fox. Where was fox before? Over here. Demons, wood. Okay, we've got the wood pile here. That is card number 5. So we've only had 2 images so far. And that could also just mean that there's a lot I don't have access. I can't access all this information. You know, I always say you need to have a claim for the information you're asking for. You can't just randomly spy on people. People that are in the news, you know, you figure there's access because they're in the public eye. People that are close to you, it's a trickier thing. You do have to have more of a personal claim. Okay, period of influence is immediate for firewood, and it's facing that way. It's a symbol for physical health. And this position says recovery. Whatever illness you've had, you will recover. Damn. The illness could have been a cold, flu, or something more serious. Whatever medicine or methods you've been using to cure yourself are working. You should continue them until you have fully recovered. To those people who have minor pains and aches but no major illness, this picture can be reassuring. Their aches were not imaginary. The picture signals an end to those discomforts and good health to follow. I want to cry. All right. A new beginning. You know, he also thinks that Heron, he also thinks he's going to rejuvenate his image. He's looking for a personal fountain of youth. And during the last presidential election, which I can't remember when that was for him, but he did I think it was the invasion of Georgia right beforehand, and it boosted him in the polls because of the propaganda that they're spinning out to people. Okay, fish scales. Fish scales, how interesting. So we have scales. Yeah, fish is over here somewhere. That's not going to be a match. Where was it? I just saw it. It was fish. Damn. All right. Well, we have scales, 42. The period of influence is short to life. It's a symbol for justice and balance, and it's pointing. It's in the 3rd position. If you maintain your balance, you will come out whole from predicament. Okay, wow. So if he doesn't go off the deep end and pull the trigger, he may actually get out of this alive. The picture warns you to maintain your balance in order to get out of a difficult situation. This is not a time to vent your frustrations by having a tantrum. Instead, use your common sense, examine the situation carefully, and do what is right without too much recrimination or protestation. An example of what can happen when we don't maintain our balance is what happened to a friend of mine. His wife had gotten into a very difficult financial circumstance. My friend had to resolve the situation which he did well, but at the same time he unleashed all his frustrations in verbal attacks on his wife. Although the financial situation resolved itself, the marriage broke up due to the emotional havoc brought about by the uncontrolled verbal abuse. Had my friend been able to control his feelings, he would be much happier today. The picture is positive in that it tells you that you'll be able to overcome your problems. Perhaps you have too many irons in the fire and should eliminate everything but the essentials at this time. Even if you're doing a lot of good for society or your family, you sometimes get into situations that demand too much of your energy and can be a detriment to your health. Remember, by keeping your balance, you'll come out whole from the predicament. Okay, so this is telling us that he is, in fact, overstretched. His army is overstretched, and now that the money has been shut down and is being tightened more and more. I saw that Zelensky was going to speak to the American Congress. He's calling for tighter sanctions, and I think that's the way to go. You know, you've just got to squeeze him off. Clearly, I mean, I think it's sort of this wonderful pre-justice that he'd been pouring money into his army all this time, but these oligarchs have been siphoning it off and buying themselves yachts and all these wonderful things, you know. So they're corrupt, and he thinks he's investing in his army and, you know, putting money there, and that's not where it went. I'm sure it went into his pockets too. So his army is starving and broken down, and still hasn't managed to take Kyiv in almost 3 weeks. He thought it was going to take 3 days. All right, I got to check up on messages here. Okay. Booster seat. I don't know. Yeah, he's a pretty little dude. He is. Return of the Russian Empire. Yeah, good. No shit. Well, you notice that the Chinese Empire, the Chinese are sitting back and watching because they want to do the same damn thing with Taiwan. And they're sitting back and watching. They are quite comfortable making all the money that they're making. And I think they really don't want to fuck it up. But we'll see. You know, there's so much hangs in this balance right now. But if he loses his shit, and I mean, I feel like he's goading with these types of attacks. Certainly, you know, they're talking about chemical weapons. I mean, he's used chemical weapons. Navalny, that was a chemical weapon. That was a radioactive chemical weapon, and the dude that they got in the UK that like poisoned a whole town or something. But this is saying that if he loses his shit and decides to be a little Hitler, haha, it ain't gonna go well. Conversely, what it's actually saying is that if he manages to restrain himself, he could come out of this okay. Hard to imagine how. I mean, alive would be how. Don't know that he'd ever be president again. All right. A queen every time you read about him. Mother Russia. Hey, Becca. Hi, honey. I don't know. I think if Putin is into any kind of occult stuff, it's the official stuff. I mean, he was part of the KGB, and if you haven't seen the movie about the men who stare at goats, you should watch it. They have been doing psychic research and all kinds of wacky stuff over there for many, for decades, absolutely decades. And so, yeah, I think he knows way more than believes. How about that? Yeah, he's regretting it, but he's that, you know, that rooster card up there. He's a narcissist. He's a malignant narcissist. A narcissist can never admit defeat. So while we're looking at this, if he can stay in balance, he might come out of it, you know, at all. But Can a narcissist be pushed the way he's being pushed and not react? Okay. Then we have Owl, which is over there. Cavalier, all right, we've got another match there. Fire and Pig. Pig came up already, didn't it? Okay. Here's Cavalier, the first card in the deck. So, interestingly, this deck does parallel Lenormand, but with the first, I can't remember how many cards, and then it veers off. Because this has 50 images. Lenormand's got 36. The unexpanded version. All right, Cavalier. Immediate to short is the period of influence. It's a symbol for news, just like the Rider. And it is facing the number 2 position. Unexpected, happy news. Jesus. This is something you've not been consciously seeking, yet when the news arrives, it will make you very happy. You may hear your company is moving to a better location, or you may discover that the flu you thought you had is actually a long-awaited pregnancy. Yeah, no. The news could also be of a gossipy nature, such as hearing that a politician you hate has been involved in a sex scandal. Well, that wouldn't be news to Pooty because he's already got the compromise on Trump. You know he does. Generally, you will be privy to inside information so that the news will excite you. Uh-oh. So this says that he is receiving or about to receive something unexpected that's making him happy. Maybe some intelligence, maybe it's an exit path, an exit strategy, something that allows him, as they've been talking about, to save face. Moon, okay, we missed the moon by one. Lady, Coffin, and Bear. Oh, looky here, we have the Coffin. I'm just going to put this one here. All right. It's upside down. Hearse. Period of influence is immediate to middle. Danger to physical and emotional state. It's upside down. You will escape danger in time. In position 4, the picture is least threatening. Generally, you already know where in your life you are taking chances. This picture is a warning that at this particular time you should avoid all risks. If you're smoking or drinking too much, it's time to stop or cut back. Are you driving a car that has faulty brakes? This is the time to check all aspects of your life. Don't take unnecessary chances emotionally or physically. He doesn't even get within a room's length of his advisors, his military advisors, his close advisors. I'm sorry, my camera is freaking out. It's having trouble with the gold. Here, focus on my hand. All right. A friend had the picture appear for her when she was having a lot of problems economically and in her marriage. When warned of danger, she immediately acknowledged that her stomach was giving her trouble. Following the reading, she went to the doctor. She had an ulcer developing. With proper diet, she was able to control it. Okay, so this does say there is a threat. I mean, the hearse is a card of threat to physical health. Danger to physical and emotional state is what the picture says. So the fact that the picture showed up says there is a danger to his emotional state, but the danger is lessened, that something may be caught in time. So I'm wondering about this good news again. This Cavalier, good news that allows him to avert a disaster. But now we get to the final 4. And we have Angel, Book, Snake, and Knot. And these are not matched, so we'll just go through them from the lowest number. All right. This is Attack by Someone. And it's upside down. Bitter jealousy. It's a strongly negative picture that warns you of evil forces like the serpent in the Garden of Eden. It means some force outside of us influencing our life in a negative way. Okay. This may be your own feeling or someone else's. Oh, it's his. Oh, it's his. I'm glad they acknowledge that. This bitter jealousy. This is what's eating him up. A narcissist cannot stand not to be top dog. And Zelensky here, I know exactly what this is about. So their kind of let's go Brandon for this whole invasion is just a Z. What's the Z about? And of course it's Zelensky. How would it not be? He is bitterly jealous of Zelensky, and now that this invasion has started, and Zelensky, I mean, there's these videos of him dancing to Beyonce in these heels that are this, I mean, this is a man for all seasons. He's an amazing human being. He's got everything that Putin doesn't have. So bitter jealousy. Remember I was saying that as I was shuffling, I was seeing that last card being pivotal, being the big one. So bitter jealousy. Jealousy is called the green-eyed monster because of the destruction it can cause. It distorts the vision of the person who is jealous, making him or her miss opportunities for making good friendships or enduring relationships. All right, so we don't have to worry about unfaithful partners or anything. It is absolutely his jealousy. Okay, let's go to book. Book is a period of influence is short. It's a symbol for secret news, so that, you know, you can see where the meanings are the same as in Lenormand. Something that is of importance to you is being hidden from you. Someone is hiding information that's important to you. It doesn't have to be done maliciously. It can be simply that the picture doesn't think the information, or the person doesn't think the information concerns you. Oh no, it's purposeful. Here's what I'm getting intuitively, that the advisors around him, although he's got eyes and ears everywhere, I'm quite certain. But I feel like they're, okay. I'm feeling 2 or 3 people, and there's information. I'm seeing like a conversation with heads together out in the open air. Okay. Be super sensitive to the information that's flowing around you. Keep your ears open so that what people are communicating you will receive. If changes are occurring at your workplace, home, or recreational center, it's a good idea to be aware of them so you can put in for the best possible deal. Blah, blah, blah. Personal relationship, it's a good idea to examine what the other person might be hiding from you. All right. So what are we seeing here? Bitter jealousy. People around me are hiding information from me. This is his paranoia just being spelled out. All right. Angel, upside down. Heavenly powers will save you from a false step. Holy shit, man. This refers to the universal goodness that exists. In times of trouble or indecision, it's difficult to know what the right step is. However, if you evaluate your situation honestly and act according to what you believe is right and honest, you will take the correct path. The heavenly powers are like the angel that sits on your shoulder and points the right way and counteracts the negative influence of the devil who sits on your other shoulder. So if she's counteracting the devil, she's upside down here. The devil urges you to false or self-centered actions, while the angel leads you to good altruistic actions. Well, okay, when you get the angel in this picture, in this position, you know goodness prevails. You've tapped into the universal good. With the result, your actions will be correct. All right, so let's weed that out and reinterpret. This too, though, is saying I really feel like somebody's going to give him a graceful way to back out. And then we've got the knot. Here it comes. The chains binding you will always be sweet. Symbol for family ties, period of life. Damn. So it talks about chains or bonds, but with children or people that are part of your life as, you know, part of your family or a relationship. Picture can refer to other obligations or duties in life that you have to perform. Perhaps you've chosen a career that demands your total dedication. such as the ministry, medicine, teaching, or the arts, or being a despot. The picture tells you your duties will not seem onerous, rather you will enjoy them. It's going to be the result of your own positive personality. So you have to weed out certain things and say, yes, he enjoys being a despot. He sees himself as Russia. He is the embodiment of Russia. That's what the imperial, vibe is about. Is I am the sorry. Can you see? Hair's driving me crazy. He's like, I am Russia, and I am tied to the land. And I think he's got this, delusion of grandeur, this megalomania that says, I am Father Russia. But it's looking here like, whatever health stuff we've been praying for, that his health is not really going to be the issue. He's acting from an emotional base. That's the impetus of this, like I said, this delusion of grandeur. But he's also acting from paranoia and bitter jealousy. And this too says, this angel says he thinks he's doing the right thing. He really, as a narcissist, they believe absolutely in themselves, and they don't ever think they're doing the wrong thing. They're not capable of doing the wrong thing. So a lot of this is narcissistic stuff. All right, let's see here. All right, so we're going to take these up here. I didn't miss any. Hi. And yes, it's like you see the evolution of Lenormand. You can see the roots, and I don't know if there is like a family tree of these style cartomantic decks. But if there is, wait, let me shuffle that out. If there is, thank you, I would love to see it. Because like you've got, in Germany, you've got Kipper. In France, you've got Lenormand, and you have Bélin. So this kind of cartomantic style deck, I would love to see the family tree. All right, these are the carrot cards, and I was looking for I don't know what I've done with it, but I have I scanned and printed a larger version of this because it's very small. All right, I haven't played with carrot cards in a long time. Okay, let's see if we can throw a little bit more on here. Wake them up. Say hello, hello, hello. Hello, bunnies. It's springtime. It is your season. Come hopping, hopping, hopping out. This is a deck like no other. Carrot cards are carrot cards. There's nothing like them. All right. Doing 7 shuffles. This is 5. And I'm just programming. One more. I think we're going to... All right. I would like to ask about Ukraine with these. And you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about pisanki. Do you know what pisanki are? Pisanki are these incredible Ukrainian works of art that are done on eggshells, not hard-boiled eggs. They blow they put a little hole in each end of the egg, and you poke the yolk, and you blow the egg out of the shell. And then with a resist method, using wax as a resist, these incredibly intricate geometric designs are made, and they're just outstanding. I have a friend who I met as a henna artist, and she's an incredible artist, and she's Ukrainian, and she makes pisanki. Okay, we have cards coming out. So I'm asking about Ukraine, and we're just going to go here. Thistles, pen. Wow. And I have to look up a couple things here because I haven't used these in a while. Okay, sufficiency. So thistles talk about, let me find it here. It says sufficiency, and that means having what you need, right? I don't need all this room. Let's come down here. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit because I'd like you to see these. Can you see them? I can bring you in more. All right. So here we go. Here are the thistles. So thistles talk about sufficiency. What does that mean? It means that it's enough, but nothing extra. You know, if you look at a thistle, you know, maybe it's a food source, maybe it can be used for something, but it's, you know, it's also got prickers and stuff. So sufficiency, it's like, okay, it's having enough. But then we have the pen, which talks about restriction and a loss of freedom. Wow. Okay. And the winter landscape is, all right, patience. It says patience and slowing, and if I'm doing just a 3-card reading, this says less than hoped. So, all right. Loss of freedom, certainly this is Ukraine. So they are certainly experiencing this profound loss of freedom in their country being invaded, and their sufficiency is like, okay, they've been able to hold their own against the Russian troops. They've even been able to cause some serious damage, and I mean, one could say they are winning because Putin hasn't managed to take Kyiv yet. But there's the loss of freedom, and then there's this less than hoped for. They are asking and asking for enough. They are asking, we need planes, we need anti-aircraft, you know, capabilities, and they have some of these things. But they're asking for planes. They're asking for their airspace to be sealed off and protected. And there's a lot of discussion going on now because he's asking that, you know, can NATO please just seal off their airspace, which means patrol around the, you know, outside the borders of the country and keep things from coming in. But that can also be seen as NATO becoming engaged, and then boom, we're off. So winter landscape says they're waiting. They have to just wait, you know, in the cold with not enough. It says sufficiency, but it's like that's just enough to hold off the Russians, and less than hoped for. So let's see what continues on here. The fast dog is a clear threat, if I remember correctly. Clear danger. And the badger is arrogance. Holy shit. See these cards? I think it was Marcy that said she missed the carrot cards and wanted to see them again. And this is why. So what's going on? There's clear danger and arrogance. That is Vlad, obviously. Ouch. That hurts. I don't know if you can see what this card is. It says babies. And I just shared a Washington Post article about the maternity hospital that was hit. And there was a photograph of a mother, pregnant mother, on a stretcher, very pale-faced, being carried out of the hospital, heavily pregnant, you know, clearly injured, and the news was that she and her baby died. So, this is coming out at the end for a reason. The entire weight of the world opinion is against this arrogant, clear danger and with Ukraine. and the striking of the maternity hospital. You know, Putin thinks he's doing these things in his arrogance, that if he just ratchets up the danger, everybody's going to be, oh, you know, okay, now we will bow down to you. He doesn't understand, because he can't, because he's a narcissist. He doesn't understand the empathy that he has triggered across this planet. You know, this outpouring of empathy, allies uniting. This is the kind of thing that Trump only dreamed of. You know, he thought he could unite everybody in like subservience and love of him. But, you know, this kind of true outpouring of feeling and allies coming together, he has no experience of, and neither does Putin, because he's a fucking narcissist too. So this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build this out into a diamond. Hopefully this is going to get even more interesting, because these tarot cards are talking. All right. So I'm just going to build it this way now. Let's go the other direction and see what happens. Lawnmower, the rabbit feet. Okay. Lawnmower talks about kind of temporary blindness. And the reason I know this is because it's like, lawnmower, how does that mean? But imagine yourself being in a rabbit hole and seeing like this dark cloud cover the sun. All of a sudden, whoa, it got dark, you know? So this is, it says temporary blindness. And the rabbit feet is self-reliance. Okay. And then what's at the end here? Footprints in the snow. That talks about the past. Clues from the past. All right, clues from the past. Temporary blindness and self-reliance. Help me with that, you guys. Temporary blindness, self-reliance. This can also talk about chaos. Chaos and self-reliance. So yeah, temporary blindness. I mean, think about a lawnmower to rabbits. It can be absolute chaos. All of a sudden you hear this roaring and these spinning blades going over the top of you. Okay, clues from the past about Crimea, about everything that Putin has shown us in the past. Those are the clues from the past, that he is quite capable of delivering chaos. But the self-reliance here, oh, I think that might be, you know, wanting Russia to be more self-reliant insofar as having port access. You know, that's why he annexed Crimea, is because they desperately need port access, ocean access. But right at the center here, we have that loss of freedom. Now, we can read these lines too. I've never done this with the tarot cards, so this is interesting. So, at the center is loss of freedom. There's chaos going on. This is Ukraine. And so I was asking about Ukraine. Loss of freedom, sudden chaos. They've been through this before. Rabbit feet is self-reliance. This was them deciding to be self-reliant and become a democracy. The clues from the past. Sufficiency, clues from the past, chaos, sufficiency. So clues from the past say, yes, they have been able to get their shit together and you know, hold off the chaos. Temporary blindness, sufficiency. All right. Maybe this has something to do, and I am not up on like what Ukraine's history is with asking to be let into the EU or asking to join NATO. I don't know the details of that. But I have a feeling this could be talking about that. Temporary blindness as far as their own sufficiency. Clues from the past, self-reliance, patience. Okay. So this is just them being able to hang in, and we don't need anybody else, and we'll take care of ourselves. Okay, patience, arrogance, babies. What does that say? Let me look at what else badger can mean in different, because there's a thing here where they also represent people. This says arrogance, try something new, or limiting of options. Okay, and if we look at the kind of person, badger is a bully or a passive-aggressive person. Babies would be a baby, of course. I'm not sure about this line. And then we've got this sufficiency, clear danger, and something new. So this can also mean living in the moment, new life, just something new. New danger, sufficiency, and something new, a new danger comes in quickly. We can look at it that way. I'm kind of going out in my mind now and looking at badgers as, you know, badgers are very aggressive, they're very protective, they dig, they burrow underground. Oh, these are the people, these are the people down the subways. And the loss of freedom. Wow. Clues from the past, loss of freedom, a new way. Hold on here. Learning vision. Vision, temporary blindness. Okay. So I'm thinking that maybe as far as Ukraine goes politically, that there was, you know, they had a vision of being democratic, but then they were very short-sighted about some other things and what that would entail. Maybe they were the ones that were hesitant about reaching out to NATO, or hesitant about making some changes that they needed to make in order to join. I don't know. But that'll be interesting to kind of do a little bit of research on after this point. All right. I would like now, I'm not going to, well, I guess we'll go deck of character. Oh gosh, we're almost at an hour. No, I think I'm going to stick with this because it's much simpler. I want to ask about Zelensky now, personally, please. On behalf of the world that's watching and feeling for him, please let me know what's happening with Zelensky. We've got 3 here, so let's just go 1, 2, 3. We got the burrow. The burrow is safety. The stuffed rabbit is falseness. And the butterfly is mystery. Ooh, damn. So, okay, no, the burrow, there's another one that just talks about safety. There's like a different burrow thing. Hold on a minute. Dandelion doing the grass. The fresh burrow. No, that's hard work. The pen. Maybe I'm wrong. But the burrow does talk about, okay, windfall, good end. There is something that's safety, and I'm just not seeing it. It's another kind of burrow. But fresh burrow is hard work. But this talks about a happy ending. It literally says a happy ending. But the burrow in this position here, let's just go with what it says. Good ending, happily ever after. Middle card says wasted time. Oof. Wasted time. And then this one says confusion. Oof, 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 oof. All right, we're gonna build it out. I'm gonna leave these here because I may end up building it the other way as well. So The river is something, it's a challenge, kind of a known quantity of an obstacle, an expected obstacle, a necessary risk. That's what it is. I think the stone wall is an expected obstacle, but this is a necessary risk. So, what was this one again? See, I hate this one. I can't remember. Wasted time. But that, you know, what I saw, I'm not going to go with those. What I saw, or with this one, was a false person, that there is a false person near him. And butterfly here is confusion. So he's in a safe place. The burrow is a safe place. He feels safe where he is, but there's a false person near him and confusion. So there's a necessary risk that he has to take to be the leader that he's being. He's taking a necessary risk by saying, here I sit in my office in Kyiv and nobody's coming to get me, you know. But he needs to be very careful because there's a false person. And look, we have icy path, which is treachery. Somebody treacherous around him. Then we have the rolling rabbit. Oh. The rolling rabbit says fun. What the fuck? Let's build it up this way. The thorn bush. Hiding in a burrow. Dandelions are a just reward. So you got to think about these from a rabbit's point of view. Dandelion is a reward. It's food. And the winter landscape comes up again. So here he is patiently waiting. Should have just built it like this from the top to the bottom, but whatever. Patiently waiting. But in the middle here is falseness. The stuffed rabbit in all three positions is what? Falseness, wasted time, a victory that feels like defeat. Oh. Ow. So here we go. Zelensky is in the middle of a victory that feels like a defeat. Sure, we're holding him off, but we can't, but you know, I can't imagine how he feels begging for help on a daily basis, knowing that we just can't, you know, knowing that, oh my God. So, victory that feels like defeat, patience, having to take less than he hoped for, the thorn bush, in hiding in a burrow, safe though, the just rewards of patience. Okay, let me look at the butterfly and the other meanings. Mystery, slight changes, confusion. So it might be slight changes. It might also be confusion. Mystery. These two, if you look at mystery and falseness there, I really feel like he's, I mean, they killed the people that were sent to assassinate him, so. But confusion, treachery, fun? A necessary risk, fun? Okay, so there's something, this is very strange. I mean, he's a comedian. I think that it's just, you know, however he can, he's finding humor. You know, I imagine he's somebody that would be able to employ the gallows humor with those around him. You certainly know that the people around him are loyal, because he is not. He is the absolute anti-Putin, you know? And he speaks English fluently, and he's talented, and he sings and dances, and he's a hell of a leader, and he's brave. And, you know, I think many, many, many women worldwide have crushes on Zelensky right now. But a victory that feels like a defeat, you know, even now, if Russia pulled out, the losses are incredible. Truly incredible. So, I didn't ask specifically whether he would come out of this okay. I think I would like to ask that and take only 3, please, only 3. Only 3, please, only 3. And then we're at an hour, so this will be the last. Didn't expect to be on this long, truthfully. Okay. Please tell me, will Volodymyr Zelensky survive this war? I'm going to take the 3 off the tile. Well, it's giving me 4. Oh, fuck. All right. We have, my favorite card came out, 54 Wolf. It's the last card of the deck, and it stands for a bad ending. I don't like that. Bad ending, great trials, bad type of person is a dangerous person. And Child with Greens is the unexpected. Then we have Many Rabbits. And the Many Rabbits is friendship and allies. An unexpected bad ending, and we have allies there. The mechanical trap. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. So this talks about really needing to think things through, be intelligent, watch for the unexpected amongst your allies. Oh my God, there's somebody. Oh shit, you guys. I mean, the wolf means a bad ending. It's a bad card. It's a negative card. Unexpected allies. Bad ending, unexpected allies. You know, if I read it in this way, bad ending, and that he gains unexpected allies because of this bad ending, but the mechanical trap says he needs to be very careful right now, and he needs to definitely watch out for traps, watch out for the people that are close to him, something unexpected in his allies, and this might be very close to him, but and it could say too that the bad ending is unexpected because of his many allies, but he has to be very careful, you know, to put the most positive spin on it possible and to read it absolutely left to right like a sentence. And if we do read it that way, we get bad ending, unknown, support. Bad ending, unknown, support. What kind of person is 28? A devious person. Yikes. Well, you guys, I hope you dug that. This means that on Wednesday night, my live stream is completely going to be about us and just spiritual messages for how we deal with this kind of stuff. We will get away from the political things. Hard to do that, but you know, we'll do the best we can. So thanks for hanging out with me. Whoever showed up, thank you. I appreciate that you came here to listen to me babble. I will see you on Wednesday for sure. And I dropped an unboxing video earlier today, so if you haven't watched that, go watch it. Hit the like button, hit the Amazon wish list, and send me a deck so I can give you a reading, please and thank you. All right, you guys, take care.